everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Raven Maureen, and Joe and I, we are headed home for the holidays. So we are headed to the international airport in New Orleans, which is about 3 hours from where we live, and we are going to Portsmouth, Virginia, where my husband's family is from. Our flight leaves just a little after 5 a.m. and we have a layover in Atlanta, and then we should be landing in Norfolk, Virginia around noon.
Time is 11:43. Please stay seated with your seatbelts fastened and carry-on items stowed until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. Be careful when opening overhead bins to avoid injury for items that may have shifted during flight. And please make sure you have all your personal belongings before deplaning.
You got babies? That's how she walked the dog.
Hey you guys, so we made it to my in-laws earlier today around 12, and Joe and I pretty much went to sleep since, as you can see, we didn't get a lot of sleep with the travel and whatnot getting here. And then we just had a really great dinner with his parents. My mother-in-law makes some good dinners, so, and now we are turning it in for the night. I'm gonna get ready for bed, and I've got some things to do. You'll see it tomorrow, but yeah, all right. Good night, Joe. Bye.
So it's Friday morning, and I'm having a little bit of coffee before me and my mother-in-law, Mama B, go to her senior aerobics class. So she takes this class about 2 or 3 times a week, and she does her swim classes too. She's pretty active. And so this class warms up with a line step first, and then they get into the real aerobic steps. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was really questioning how far out of shape I was after this class, because I was sweating and out of breath and a little sore. Like, it was crazy. So when we got back from our class, Joe was making breakfast sandwiches for him and his dad. So I found a sewing machine. Just kidding. This is actually Mama B's sewing machine that she uses. And fun fact, she does sew and whatnot, but she invited me to split a booth with her at this craft fair on Saturday. So I couldn't finish some of my sweatshirts before we left. So I decided to pack my squares and pretty much just sew them when I got to Virginia. And she was kind enough to let me use her sewing machine. I was a little rusty on the sewing machine. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was trying to explain to Joe what it felt like. It feels like renting a car. Like, you still know how to drive, but not all the mechanisms are quite the same. And so on my Janome, I have like the automatic cutter, and I have my pedal. Like, once I press my pedal, like the presser foot comes down, the needle starts. There's a little bit more manual steps that comes with this one. So I had to get my rhythm back, and I also did not realize until the very end of me sewing my sweatshirts that the thread cutter was literally on the side of the machine. Like, I felt like an idiot. So my parents actually drove up from Charlotte on Friday and spent the weekend in Portsmouth. And so they came over for dinner that night. That's my mom, and my dad's back there as well. And this was really nice to see them. Virginia is kind of like another home for us as well. Not only is my maternal grandmother from Virginia, but also I went to school in Hampton, so this is kind of like going home for us too, in a way. So this is Saturday. This is the craft fair. This is my half of the table. And fun fact, my mother-in-law is also a national best-selling author. I know I kind of buried the lead with that one, right? But she writes and sells Christian nonfiction, and a lot of her books are featured in women's Bible study classes. Well, we have certainly taken a turn for the worst. Saturday, when we got back from the craft fair, I just felt like a little tickle in my throat, and it just escalated very quickly. So after dinner, I went, lied down, and I really have not gotten out of bed except for to drink tea and to use the bathroom, basically. This is my reality today. I'm down bad again today, and I can't taste anything, and my nose is like a faucet. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing at this point, and I've just been resting a lot. Joe did make me breakfast in bed, and it looks good. I know it was good, but I just couldn't taste it. Like, it was so hard to enjoy this, y'all. So by mid-afternoon, Joe thought it would be best that I at least go out for a walk. So we decided to take a walk around the neighborhood and whatnot and just get some fresh air and everything. And I wanted to do this too because I was tired of laying down. And then when we got back, I did take a COVID test and I am negative. So that was a good sign. It honestly gave me more optimism, and it gave me more energy to get up and do more things. So by the evening time, I know this looks bad, but by the evening time, we went to go visit his aunt who just had hip surgery. And on the way back, we got caught in some really, really bad traffic. We think it was a really bad accident with multiple vehicles, but we sat in this for 2 hours coming out of one of the tunnels. And yeah, 2 hours, y'all. Like, that's the one thing about this area. Like, if there's an accident near a bridge or a tunnel, that's pretty much your evening. We hope that everyone is okay with this accident. By the time we went through, it was already after midnight, and the entire scene had been cleared. So we actually never found out what really happened here, but pretty much there were several fire trucks, several ambulances, several police departments out. So we know this was pretty terrible. So I noticed Mama B was looking at one of the sweatshirts that I had made, and she really liked it. So I was going to leave it on the bed for her and surprise her, but she had asked about it before I could do that. So I just decided to give it to her, and she's super excited about it and whatnot. I know that she'll wear it very proudly. So it's Wednesday, and we are headed home. We are headed to Atlanta first for our layover. It was about 2 hours, so we grabbed a very heavy lunch, burger and fries. And now we are boarding our last plane to New Orleans. So our luggage is delayed. So before we deplaned, Joe got a text message saying our bags didn't make it. So we went to the baggage service center and they said it would be on the next flight, which is in 30 minutes.
We are waiting for our bags, which were just delayed. They weren't lost, thankfully. In my adult life, that's only the second time this has happened, actually. I think the only other time I had bags delayed, I think, is actually when I flew back home from Alaska. But I was coming from Alaska, so, that's it. Been in Japan, no problem. It's only the second time in my life that I haven't had a bag when it landed, so pretty high percentages. But thankfully, we're okay. Just delayed. Get them soon.
Yay, we got our bags. And while we were waiting, we realized there were a few other people from our flight who also didn't get their bags. So now that we've got those, we are headed home. Thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays.